Hi guys, so we have this question on sound waves which reads, earthquakes generate sound waves inside the earth. Unlike a gas, the earth can experience both transverse and longitudinal waves. So let's label the transverse S and the longitudinal P. So typically the speed of S waves is about 4.5 kilometers per second. Let's write that down. So this is for the S. So velocity for the S is 4.5 kilometers per second, and that of the P is 8 kilometers per second. So velocity of P is 8 kilometers per second. A seismograph records P and S waves from an earthquake. The first P wave arrives 4 minutes before the first S wave. So we need to write this down as an expression. The first P arrives 4 minutes before the S. So in short, what we're saying, this is in terms of time. So the time for S minus the time for P is a time difference of 4 minutes. Now, since our velocity is in seconds, we're going to convert these minutes to seconds. So the time for the S, since this one came later, minus the time for P is in seconds. 4 minutes is 240 seconds. Okay, so we'll come back to these expressions. So V sub S and V sub P, these are just the velocities of the P and S waves respectively. So L will be the distance between the epicenter and the seismograph. So this is what we're going to have again. We know that velocity is equals to the distance over the time. So for the S wave, we'll say Vs is equals to L over Ts. Let's call this equation number 1. Also, Vp is equals to L over Tp. So the L will be the same because we've been told that they're going in the same straight line, like it's mentioned here. They're going the same line. Okay, so this is equation number 2. Now, how do we put everything together? So for both equations, let's just make L the subject of the formula. This means that for the first one, L, if I cross multiply, is equals to Vs times Ts. This is still equation number 1. Also here, L is equals to Vp times Tp. This is still equation number 2. Now, since L is the same, we can combine these two equations. So we can say both of them are equals to L. So I can just equate them. So this L is equals to this L. So if I compare them, I'll get V sub S Ts is equals to V sub P Tp, like that. Then at this stage, I can just replace the velocities. Remember, we have the velocities for the two. Here, the velocities right here. So for Vs, I'll put 4.5. Ts, this is equals to, for Vp, I'll put 8 times Tp, like that. All right, so at this stage, after combining the two, let me call this equation number 3. Then, remember, the difference in their times is Ts, this expression that we have here, Ts minus Tp is 240. So let me make Ts the subject of the formula. So if I make Ts the subject of the formula, I'll get, so now just write it in, let me put it in red. Ts is equals to 240 minus, or let's say plus, because it crosses the equal sign, so plus Tp. So this expression that I have here is coming from this. So now this, I want to replace it in this equation that I have here. So I'm going to have 4.5. Here we have Ts, I will replace it with 240 plus Tp. All this is equals to 8 TP. So let's just do some expansions here. So 4.5 multiplied by 240 is 1080 plus 4.5 TP. This is equals to 8 TP. So 1080 is equals to 8 TP minus 4.5 TP, like that. So solving for TP, let's see what we get. So left hand side, we still have this. So 8 minus 4.5 gives us 3.5. 3.5 TP. If we divide both sides, let's see what we get. Getting 308.6. So the time for P is 308.6. So we don't need to get the time for S because we're not looking for time. We're looking for the distance. That's what this statement says. What is the distance? And the distance is L. So since we want to find L, we're just going to use this equation that we have here from equation 2. So L is equals to VP. VP is 8. And now we have TP. TP is 308.6. So if you multiply the two, let's see what we get. So 308.6 multiplied by 8. This gives us 2468.8. So 2468.8 kilometers. So the earthquake occurs at a distance of 2468.8 kilometers from the seismograph. So this is the distance that we're looking for. So thank you very much. I hope it makes sense.